Hi everyone, it's Misty here. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hello. Hi. How are you doing? It is Saturday, May 15th. And I was supposed to be on day 5? 5 of fasting? 4 of fasting? Day 4 of fasting. I'm not on day 4 of fasting. In fact, I didn't even make it through day 1 of fasting. So here's why. Let me tell you why. So I've mentioned in every video I've ever talked about fasting that it's about 80 to 90% mental. Like you have to be in the right mental headspace to basically deprive yourself of food for any significant amount of time. Fasting is not easy physically and it's not easy mentally. And I went into Wednesday thinking, okay, I can do this. I've done this before. You know, it's something that I feel like I need to do, blah, 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 blah. And about halfway through the day, I was like, no, I just can't. I mentioned before, I've been dealing with a lot of stress in my family life. Nothing to do with Rob and I, but in my immediate family. I've just been under a lot of stress and anxiety, you know, dealing with getting vaccinated and getting the infusion started and all those other things. And I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So I woke up, so I ate Wednesday night. I don't even remember what I ate Wednesday night. But on Thursday morning, I woke up and pulled a couple of pounds of ground beef out of the freezer. And when I did that, I realized that the freezer light wasn't on. And then I started walking with the hamburger meat, and we've been having issues with the light for a few weeks. I didn't think anything of it. But I started walking with the hamburger meat, and I realized that I could push it down a little bit. It wasn't completely defrosted, but some of it was defrosted. And I was like, oh shit, our freezer had died. Our freezer that was full of probably, I don't know, $1,200, $1,300 worth of food had died. And just last week, Rob and I were debating on whether or not we wanted to buy a case of hamburger meat because that was the last 2 pounds of hamburger meat we had. So, oh my gosh, our freezer died. And it was almost 10 years old. So what we thought was just the light acting up was actually the freezer trying to tell us that it was going to die and to call a repairman. And of course, we couldn't get a repairman out here quick enough to fix it. And I told Rob, I was like, listen, it's 10 years old. We have the money. Let's just go ahead and see if we can't just get another one. So on Thursday, because we have another freezer. So this is like a huge upright freezer. And if I can remember, I'll insert a picture. I probably won't remember, but if you go and see my Epic Sam's shopping trip or something from a couple of years ago, you can see what it is and what it looked like, full of meat. So I ran into the kitchen and I pulled everything out of our little freezer because my main idea was save the expensive cuts of meats. We had beef roast, we had pot roast, we just bought some ribeyes. So it's let's get all of those in there and then we'll fit whatever else we can. And we were able to fit everything but the chicken, which was a complete and total loss. All of the chicken was defrosted. The chicken was on the top row. Everything on the top row was defrosted. We lost all of the soups and stuff that I had made Rob after the last time I fasted. And then we lost all of the frozen dinners that we had bought him. So we lost a good amount of food. We didn't lose all of it, and some of it we were able to pile into the refrigerator. The issue is that it's not going to last very long. And Rob's like, what are we going to do? Just throw it away? And I was like, no. We've already thrown away too much food. It was just a waste. And some of it was, it was still it was starting to defrost. It wasn't it's ravioli for the most part, expensive ravioli from Costco. If you buy the Costco ravioli, you know what I'm talking about. It's not cheap, but we have I don't know, 8 or 9 containers of that. So I said, you know what? I was like, I'll just take a break from keto for the weekend. You know, we'll try to get most of this eaten up, and then I can go back on my way of eating, and you know, we'll try to make sure we find a freezer. Excuse me. So that's what I've been planning to do. Along with that, I went back on insulin. I know some of you are going to be very happy about that. I wasn't happy about that, but I knew that if I was going to have carbs on top of my blood sugar already being elevated, that I was putting myself up for too much of a risk. So I've been taking the insulin that I had left that was in my refrigerator, and I'll just have to deal with the fallout of it later. So yeah, but I told her, I was like, I'm only going to do this for a few days until we get the food eaten. That's like, this is not me. I mean, I was doing really well. I almost made it 6 months of not having any carbohydrates. You know what I mean? So it's like, ugh. But it is what it is. It's like, I don't want to waste all that money. I didn't want to waste all that food. And this just seemed to be the easiest thing that we could do. So I'll probably eat this until like Tuesday. Maybe Monday. It's not going to be for forever. It's just going to be until we get most of everything eaten up, and then whatever's left he can eat, you know, at the end of the week or whatever. So yeah. yeah. So I went from water fasting to eating a standard American diet for a few days and taking insulin again. So I know like I said, I know some of you are ecstatic. You've been pushing me to do this, and yay for you, but not yay for me. I mean, this is just, I feel like this is going to be a huge setback, but at the same time, I mean, not eating hasn't been really working all that well either. I know that this is going to cause the inflammation in my body to go up a little bit, but I'm trying to stay on top of it. And like I said, I am trying to stay, you know, I'm not taking a shit ton of insulin. I'm trying to, like, because I don't want to shock my body into like, oh, we're in the, you know, high 200s, low 300s, and then all of a sudden we're down in we're down in the 80s or whatever. So I've been trying to trickleate up as I need it. So yeah. Yeah, I feel like one big fucking failure at this. But at the end of the day, sometimes life happens, you know, sometimes life happens, sometimes things happen. We did end up finding a freezer. They delivered it today. The cord is too fucking short to reach our outlet. So instead of trying to find an extension cord or a surge protector that has the, you know, the right amount of amps, I told Rob, I said, let's just have an electrician come out and put in another outlet. Is it going to cost a shit ton of money? Yep. But I'd rather do this safely. And we have an electrician that we've used in the past. Hopefully they will get back to us someday next week. The good thing is that we were able to cram almost everything into that smaller freezer. The bad news is that refrigerator is acting up. So it looks like we're spending our bathroom funds on new appliances. But again, we've been here almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in September. And we bought all of these appliances, minus our washer and dryer, new when we moved in. And our dishwasher, we bought a new one when we moved in, but it was a piece of crap Frigidaire. And then we ended up getting not a Dyson. What is it called? I don't know. It starts with a D. It's real fancy. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what's going on in my world. It's been a stressful few days, but feeling better, and I am ready to go back off carbs. I feel awful on carbs, but again, I just can't stomach throwing all that food away, and I don't feel comfortable giving it to a homeless shelter or something like that because I don't want to make someone sick. I'd rather make myself sick than damage someone else. So yeah, so that's why you haven't seen a vlog from me. That's why you haven't seen an update from me. That's why you haven't seen any food from me. It's just because I haven't been eating on plan. Let's see, since yesterday. So that was what, Friday? Yes, yesterday. So yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging in with me. Like I said, hopefully this will be probably Monday or Tuesday, probably Wednesday at the latest, but that's kind of pushing it. I honestly think it'll be Tuesday, and then I will fast until my doctor's appointment, and we'll see what happens going from there. I know I'll need to just because of the carb edema I'm gonna be facing, so it is what it is. So agree with me or don't agree with me. At the end of the day, I can only do what I can do for me and my little family of 2, including one little Roxy kitty. So yeah, you gotta do what you do sometimes. And you gotta do what you do. And this is what I gotta do. So anyway, love you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you probably after my next infusion, if I had to guess. Maybe I'll vlog if I fast. I'll let you know. Bye for now.